What's the deal, YouTube? It's your girl, Miss Honey. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. It's your girl, Miss Honey. I hope you guys are having a wonderful, wonderful Tuesday. You guys already know why we're here. If you follow this channel, we're here for The Passage. This is Season 1, Episode 3. That never should have happened to you. If you're new to my channel, I'd love to have you subscribe, become a member of the tribe, hit that notification bell, which is right next to the subscribe button, as well as give me a thumbs up. It's like saying, hey, Miss Honey. And don't forget to comment down below. You guys know we build strong, steady rapport on the shows that we love. So I would love to hear your thoughts and comments about this show below. Have any of you read the books? Don't spoil anything for us. Don't run too far ahead, because I have not read the books, and I tend to not read books when there's a show out about it, just because one or the other disappoints you in some sort of way. So I want to just stay focused right here on this Fox show. And if Fox end up skimping out on me and canceling this show with no closure, then I'm going to go immediately to the books. So, no spoilers. So, let's talk about this episode. You guys know from my last review that for me, I'm seeing this show in terms of teams. Okay, there's individual teams. We know Brad and Amy. And we see that those teams are, you know, growing. We're seeing little pockets of duos and teams, and I guess you would say alliances. And of course, there's an overarching theme of team good and team evil. So just keep that in mind as we go through this review. First, let's talk about Team Evil. Now, under Team Evil, we have some people that I have a couple of question marks about, but I'm not sure. Just right now, they're being used for evil. So maybe they're not all evil, as in the case of the caretaker, the one that takes care of Fanning, but we're going to get into that. But follow me here. So, Team Evil. The show opens up in the past when Shauna Babcock was first brought to the CDC compound. It's nighttime, grassy knoll, cold on a hill, and you got this group of men bringing this female convict in what appears to be nighttime, or could be over into the night, like early morning, nighttime, you know. And it opens with one of the guys that's bringing her, trying to rape her right there in the grass, in the open, under the cold moonlight. Like, penises. Penises. Y'all could be the most wonderful and the most horrible things, I tell you what. But anyway, and Clark surprises the guys that are trying to rape Shauna. She's still handcuffed, you know, low down. He gets the guys off of her and has a conversation with her, learns that she's from Vegas, and she wants to know why she's there. And, you know, he doesn't really have much to say about that, and she says, well, at least promise me that you won't let anything happen to me, or something along those lines. And, you know, he tells her, oh, promise me it won't hurt, or something like that. And he confirms for her that it won't hurt, that she'll be fine. You know, it's a lie. It's a lie, because by this time she is the last of the test subjects to come in before they get Anthony Carter. So he knows that this could go horribly, horribly south. But he looks at her face, and lies. Anyway, we then see where the whole lot of them, moving back into the future, present day, the whole lot of them are sitting around their table and they're talking. Dr. Major, Dr. Jonas, Clark is there. And they're looking at the video of Shauna Babcock opening the neck of her caretaker. And they trying to figure out what is going on, what is happening. And they got the other caretaker in there, the one that got his badge out and Shauna didn't kill, the one that take care of Fanning. They got him sitting at the table too. They questioning him about what's going on. And of course, you know, there's a doctor there, the one that doesn't mind experimenting on everybody, an Asian doctor who's, I have not bothered to learn his name. I feel like he's soon going to be fodder. He's one of those characters that's insensitive, kind of like Shauna's caretaker before she killed him. You know, just insensitive, just rude. He feel like they mindless, spineless, brainless, you know, lab rats. And the caretaker and Jonas, they all figuring out that something is going on. Something is happening. There's some type of communication or cognitive function, some type of way there. Now, it may not be cognitive as in A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K. It may not be like that. It may be more defined. Maybe it's on a different level in terms of, you know, osmosis or psychosis or what do you call it when people are able to you know, mind control. You know what I'm saying? Like it's on a different plane. It's on a different plane. It's not as tangible as intelligence when we think of cognitive ability. Okay, it's on a whole nother level. All right. So Jonas is getting it, and of course the caretaker, Fanning caretaker, get it because he realized how powerful Fanning is. All right, he understands what's going on with these test subjects. Like, no, this ain't regular. Like something is going on. Okay. So they poo-poo him at the same time. They learned that the little girl is here, and the caretaker's like, little girl, there's a little girl. There's a little girl here. There's a little girl here. What the heck? All right. So they break it up and dismiss. Meanwhile, they have decided that since Shauna has attacked and killed her caretaker, that they don't know what to do. Like, what do we do? This has never happened before. There's never been in a death here. And Clark says, out of the blue, because he realized after all the conversation about cognitive ability, if they just mindless creatures, are they really dangerous? This is the first death, and the fact that she been talking to him, and the fact that she said, promise me this won't hurt, and all this stuff. He realized something ain't right. Whatever it is, I don't know, just kill it. Just kill it all, and this will end it all. So he decides, what do you do when a dog bites somebody? A rabid dog bites somebody, or, you know, an animal bites another human. You got to put them down. And he decides, put them down, get rid of her, kill her, get out of here. Even though she in his mind and she in his spirit, he feels like this is the way to rid himself of all of this and just stay the course. Stay the course. Don't come in here with all these feelings and emotions and cognitive, critical thinking. Stop all this. The way to end all this is get rid of Shauna Babcock. So after the viewing the video, they learn the test subjects are communicating. Clark makes the decision to kill Shauna, and Dr. Major gets to meet Amy. When Amy and them get there and get off the truck, she gets to see Amy for the first time. Amy sees her, and you can see this moment of guilt in Dr. Major's eyes. First of all, this is a little black girl. I know it's not about color. I know it's not about color in this pre-apocalyptic show necessarily, but I'm going to be referencing it because it's from my perspective. It's from my sense of reality. You know what I'm saying? Like, you see a black child get out and you realize this is one of your own people. You finna, like, you know, I don't know. If it's just a look on her face, I'm time racing to it. Y'all tell me what y'all think. Okay. And it's at this moment she starts to feel this guilt. You know, this guilt process. So even though she's going to go through with this experiment, and she's made her mind up that this is for the greater good, this nagging sense of guilt is getting louder and louder. So much so later on when she wake Clark up out of a daydream, she wants to talk to him about it. And he tells her, stay the course, stay the course, stay the course. Okay, so then we see where Tim and Shauna get together. Okay, because Shauna looking at Clark through the glass, and he down there letting the man know what he got to do. put the gas on, and when she go down, take her down to the other part of the lab and put the light on her. See, because they can't stand sunlight. Just like vampire, but we ain't gonna say vampire. We're not gonna say vampire because, like Dr. Jonas say, because we scientists, we don't call them vampires. Okay. All right. And he tells her, she's worried, she's concerned. She's like, oh no, they're gonna put me down. She knows what, she's inside Clark's head. She knows what's gonna happen to her, and she's trying to implore him, but she can't necessarily do it. She feels like, you know what, so what, I'm ready to be over and done with this life anyway. You know what I'm saying? I done had a hard road to hoe anyway. And so Fanning visits her. Okay, everybody getting fed, everybody going to the trough to get their scoop of blood, except Fanning and Shauna. And Jonas is looking at it on the TV screen. And as he's looking at it on the TV screen, he realizes when it's dinner time and everybody is eating, if they not eating, what are they doing? Talking. And he realizes that Shauna is communicating with Fanning because they the only two that's not eating. Why? Because they talking. Now, we are seeing in Shauna's mind where she looks over and Fanning walks in like they not in cages, and he sits down next to her and he tells her, you got more power than you know what to do with. Tell this man your story, meaning get inside Clark's head and prick his heart. Lead him in the way that you want him to go. And she was like, what? You think I could do it? He was like, oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. And you will get fresh human blood every day of your life. So he lays down the plan for it. You're going to get in this man's mind. And we also going to get out of here and we're going to rule this world. We're going to rule this universe, okay? All right? Trust me. So this is what she does. This is what she does. She gets into his head, and it ain't just night dreams. In the daytime, he's zoning out and thinking about the situation. Here is basically her story. She grew up in Vegas. From the time that she was 8 to 16 years old, her mother's boyfriend was raping her. Now that she older, she want to get the heck out of Dodge. She in a dead end. She call herself a desert rat because she live in Vegas. She on a dead end path. Her mama ain't ish. She got a dead end job and a dead end boyfriend. And she wants to be in Hollywood. She wants to do special effects makeup. So she saved up money, over $3,500. She saved up to get out of Dodge and better her life. Well, she, of course, lets her mom know this. This all back in the past. She rolling this story out in Clark's mind. He sees where she was raped. He sees where she's gone through. He sees that her mama ain't ish and her boyfriend ain't ish. He sees what happened the day she ended up killing both of them. That was the day she realized that they had been in her room and stole her money. And took her money and then poo-pooed her. And then when she told her mom after they took the money, she confronted him in the kitchen. She told him he'd been raping me since 8. And the mama was like, really? Can you really call it rape? You really trying to act like you didn't want it? Stabs her mama. And then walks right on in there to that living room and get rid of that stepfather too. This what happened to Shauna. This how Shauna ended up in jail. Okay? This is the story behind she killed her parents. All right, Clark is learning all of this. He's verifying it, asking different people questions about Shauna's past. So he knows what's going on. And when he has them gas her and take her down to the light room and puts her in the light room, she's still imploring her story to him. And so when it gets to the end part as to why she killed her parents, why she did what she did, he sees it all roll out like a movie. He's turned the light on her. It's burning her up, excruciating, screaming. Like, who sits around and watches somebody die and scream in pain? Like, who? He pulls the plug on it. He pulls the plug on it and saves her. He pulls the plug on it and saves her. And we see Shauna give a little bit of smile because she realizes that Fanning has taught her another way to operate and to move outside of him. Autonomous to him, on her own behalf, for her own agenda. It's going to get good, y'all. It's going to get good. Meanwhile, we see that Fanning is still working his caretaker. He's still working his caretaker. See, because the caretaker done heard in the conference room when they was going over what happened with Shauna and her caretaker, that there's a little girl there. And Fanning is inside the caretaker's head, and he's looking at him, and he's going through the files, okay, through the Rolodex, okay, through the DMs, and he realized that Amy is there. Oh, this is another powerful addition, because all of everything was in the 250-year-old man is now in Fanning, and they've taken the blood from Fanning and used that and mutated it and put it in each individual person. Each individual person is a part of Fanning, who's a part of the 250-year-old entity. All right, okay, which is why he's able to pop in and out of everybody's dream, which is why he was able to manifest his ability to operate outside of the glass cages, first and best, which is why he's teaching the others. Okay, all right. Anyway, we hear the caretaker say as he's looking at Fanning, and what are you gonna do to her? What are you gonna do with her? I was like, oh, he got his sights on Amy. He got his sights on Amy. Oh, everything pans out just as the test subjects wanted to. The show ends where Clark ends up visiting Brad in a dream and tells Brad, do not get in my way. Do not get in my way. But let's go back. That's Team Evil. Let's talk about Team Good. Okay, we see Brad and Amy arrive at the compound, you guys. We see where they go over the plan before they get out of the van. Watch, look, listen, learn, and don't panic. Whatever you do, don't panic. When they separate them, he tell her, I'ma find you no matter what. I'ma find you. Okay, and we also see where she meets eyes with Dr. Major. And she says to herself, what the heck is going on? You can tell by the way Amy looks around. She's like, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? All right. Then where we see where Amy, once she gets into the compound, she begins working the plan, baby. She wreaking havoc. She knocking stuff over. They can't touch her. They can't catch her. You know what I'm saying? She's their precious subject, so they can't hurt her. They can't hurt her. They've got to try to appease her to get her to accept what they're going to do to her. And she realizes this. While she wreaking havoc, they go down and get Dr. Major, because Dr. Major need to come and talk to her and see what's going on. And Dr. Major comes to her and sits down. And you're scared. I know you're scared, darling. I know that you're scared, but you've got to trust me. You're very important. She starts to sell the game. You're important to the universe. You're the only person that can save this world. You got to trust us. And just, nothing's going to happen to you. All of this stuff. And Amy is like, and then she tells Amy, she says, you've got my word on it. I promised. And you can take that promise and put it in your pocket. And anytime you scared, you can pull it out and look at it. And Amy was like, promise? Promise? The same promise my mama gave to me when she told me she would get off and stay off drugs. The same promise the system gave to me when they told me they would put me in a loving foster home. The same promise y'all gave me when y'all kidnapped me and took me from my homeland. Promise? Girl, bye. Dr. Major said, what can I do for you? Can I do anything for you? She said, bring me the agent. This is what Amy said. Bring me the agent. And she gives a little smile of her own. She working her own plan. Okay. Now, this is before they have injected her with the viral. All right. So then we see Brad. Brad, in his room, he watching TV. He's surrounded by armed guards. And he learns that out there in the outside world, they think he dead. They think he been shot and killed after kidnapping Amy, a 10-year-old. And he's like, the lies, the lies, the lies. Okay. Then when they come get him and take him down there to see Amy, he get to talk to Amy. And it's like this moment when they reunite. And they're both comforted by being in each other's presence. They feel like everything's going to be all right when they're together. You can just tell in their demeanor. All right. And they also go over the plan. Keep working the plan. Amy let him know, I got this plan in place. It's 10 paces from the elevator to the room, or from the elevator to the door. It'll probably be less for you because your strides are longer. He see that she got a little band-aid on the back of her neck. Now, we know what that is. That's a tracking device. She been told that it's to keep up with her vitals, but Amy's smarter than that. She knows it's a tracking device, and we do too, because we saw when Anthony Carter got his injected into his neck. And then they got the nerve to have her kitty band-aid on her neck like it's a boo-boo. Okay, so Clark is there when Dr. Major comes in and injects her. And he tells her, don't look at the needle, look at me. It's nothing they can do about it. It's going down. It's happening. All he can do is hope for the best and find out what's going on. What are they injecting Amy with? What's happening here? What is going on? Okay, so she working the plan from her end. He working the plan from his end. But meanwhile, they're allowing them to stay together. He's staying there in the room. He's they using each other. She goes over and sits down and complies when the nurse come in, and he get a couple of things out of the nurse's tray when her back is turned. And you know, they working together like they was working together on the outside. Okay, so then we see Anthony Clark. Okay, first of all, let's talk about this. After they work the plan and he get him a couple of tools that he need to go and find out a little bit more about it, he finds the caretaker in Amy's room watching her sleep. He wakes up and finds the man there, and he yokes the man up. Fanning's caretaker yokes him up. What are you doing here? What are you doing here? He was like, I came to warn you. I'm scared, you know, and he's nervous. You know, he got a little problem anyway, like a little tick or something. He tells him he's after her. He wants her. Who? Fanning. Where's this Fanning? 4B runs off. Okay, now something is happening, something is going on, and they end up shaking the rooms down. Y'all know, y'all watching the prison movies, what shaking the rooms down mean. Shaking the rooms down mean everybody stand outside their cell, and then the COs go through the cell and just look for contraband of any kind. So Anthony's standing outside of his cell, and Brad's standing outside of his room. It's rooms, really. Him and Amy's room, and Amy, they've taken Amy somewhere for tests, and when they bring her back, we see Amy get to see Anthony Clark. Now, until this point, she's heard him through the walls and through the door, so she has surmised that he's a kind soul just from the little bits of conversation or things she's heard through the door. She feels like this is someone that is not necessarily an enemy or a threat, so to speak. It's a good moment. She goes on in, and again, whenever black folks, whenever we in a group or a setting, and you walk in a place and you see a black person, you automatically, I won't say you feel safe, but you kind of gravitate to that person. You look to that person for signals, for clues. You know what I'm saying? It's like you guys are in the club and everybody else is not. I mean, y'all tell me what y'all think about that. It was just something about the way people of African descent are looking at each other in this show. I'm just going to put a pin in that. But meanwhile, Anthony and Brad are talking, and they talking about the fact that Brad brought him there. What's going on? I don't know what's happening, man. What's happening? They get to talking good and telling each part of what they know, what's going on with them. Anthony feels great. Anthony feels great physically, but he's worried about some other things going on. And because the caretaker has told Brad about Fanning, he asks him about Fanning. Fanning. Ooh, I see him every night. He always in my dreams. I think he run this place. This is what Anthony say. And so Brad is like, what the heck is going on here? How he run this place and he's down in the cell? Like I gotta figure out what's going on. So Anthony, after a whole series of schemes, he got a flashlight from one of the security officers after he talked to Anthony and they put him in the room. He took a flashlight off the man's belt, grifted it off of him. And so Amy done learned the code to the door, how to get out. You know what I'm saying? She got the first 3 numbers, and then she got the last 3 numbers. And she know the code, how to get on out the room, right? So Brad got that information. Take the flashlight, put it up to that camera so they can't see his face, and goes down to get on the elevator to go down and see what's going on in the lab, where he meets the caretaker. When he meets the caretaker, he drugs the caretaker with the stuff he got out of the nurse's cart, and takes him down and puts him up against the eye scanner, scans his eye, lays him down gently on the ground, and then goes on in. And when he goes on in, it's dark. But of course, because he has subdued the caretaker, Fanning is awake, because that's his subject. That's his mule. That's how he moving around in this place. It's through the caretaker. So he know the caretaker's out. And when Brad goes in there, Fanning is just like... He's like, what the heck is going on? He looks around and sees all the people that he done brought there from the prison. And Fanning. And they all scary. A zombie like, zoned out. They pale as I don't know what. What is going on? And Dr. Jonas walks through a door. And he's like, let's talk. And they talk about the situation. They talk about the viral outbreak. They talk about the test that they're doing. They talk about patient 0, Fanning. They talk about what they hope to do with Amy. Hopefully she'll be the answer to everything they need. Okay, to all the puzzles, all the medical puzzles they got going on right now. And Brad is shook. Brad is shook. What the heck? What the heck? Not my Amy. Not my Amy. Not my Amy. That's all you can see on Brad's face. Meanwhile, Amy over there at the room where next door to the room where Anthony is, and she decides to write him a note. Hey, and slides it under the adjoining door. And he sees the note and writes back, hey, how are you? Smiley face, and slides it back under. I told y'all. Didn't I tell y'all? Didn't I tell y'all Anthony and Amy gonna be my superheroes? I'm prepared to be wrong, but I'm still holding on to this dream, to this fantasy. Of a duo black superhero group. I'm holding on to it. I'm holding on to it. All right. After he learns all this from Jonas, reality sets in that he was the main part of this. That something terrible may happen to Amy, that he must protect her. He must find out what's going on and find out how he can protect her. How to undo all of this that he has inadvertently caused by following orders. All of a sudden, after he done been in there looking at Fanning and learned the story and formulated a plan and subdued the caretaker and all of that, Fanning is now visiting Brad in his dream. At the end of the episode, Brad wakes up and Fanning is there. And Fanning says, stay out of my business. Brad wakes up. Oh! Shows goes off. But let's talk about Leela. Leela is working hard. She working her own plan, okay? We still on Team Good. We still on Team Good. She's working very hard. Okay, she out there calling each one of the prisons that the prisoners that were taken came from, and she getting hung up on left and right. Not from her cell phone, she calling from a payphone, trying to figure out what's going on. She get one person that finally talks to her, and that was the prison that Shauna Babcock was in. And there's a woman that answers the phone, and she says, I want to know what happened the night Shauna Babcock died. This is what Leela say. And the lady say, Shauna's not dead. She was taken away from here by federal agents. Then we see Leela go visit her. I think it's a reporter. Okay, somebody that is a whistleblower. And she gives her the information, gives her the list, and the lady gonna check it out. So then we see Leela go back to the hotel where she held up, and guess who in the hotel? Cleaning her guns, getting them ready. Cow. Lacey, baby. Lacey is alive. Yes, Lacey was shot, but Lacey is alive, kids. Lacey is alive. Mama, Lacey is alive. I was so happy. Y'all know this was one of my hopes and wishes from last episode. That since they didn't get Leela, and since they didn't go in the house, that Leela was able to save Lacey. Turns out that Leela was able to save Lacey. And Lacey is better than ever. Baby, she's stronger than ever, and she ain't even taking her pain pills, baby. She want to stay present in the pain and the anger that she feels because she ready to go to what? War. Okay? So these are our team good. Of course, we got Amy and Brad. We got Amy and possibly Anthony. Okay? We got Brad and Jonas. Come on now, Brad and Jonas. We can make things right. Jonas can make things right from getting all this stuff jumped off, trying to save his wife, not thinking. Okay, and Brad's gonna try to make things right, bringing all these people here as guinea pigs, including Amy. They both can work together on this. And then we got Team Evil. Okay, Team Evil, Dr. Major and Clark. Dr. Major she seemed like she don't have her own mind. She got, you know, ideas and thoughts about how she could do things better, maybe a little differently. I don't know. I'm not sure. I have some regrets, but she don't have the wherewithal to fight back like she should. And Clark is not helping her with that at all. Okay, we got Fanning and Shauna. They seem like they're teaming up to do evil. Okay, to do bad. Also, we got Fanning and the caretaker. The caretaker don't want to do bad. He want to do good, but I don't know if he's strong enough to fight Fanning. He might be the very reason that Fanning get out of there. That Fanning gets out of that cage. Okay, that they all get out of them glass cages. We don't know. All right, he's one of our question marks evils. But this is the episode. You guys tell me what you think. Team good, team evil, Brad and Amy working that plan. I loved every bit of that. Amy giving us intel, giving us espionage tea. She's a fast learner, baby. Fast learner. And team evil, Dr. Major act like she don't believe she can handle it if something happened to Amy. It's a little late for that now, isn't it, sweetie? Y'all tell me what you think. Put it down below. And until next time, honeybees, I holla.